You want your power steering to go from 1992 Rust Box to brand new Rolls Royce. Today you're in luck because we're talking about power steering, baby. So we're gonna get to fixing our actual power steering system here soon. But what even makes up a power steering system? So we've got all of our parts laid out here. Whew, why is it so hot in here? So we've got our power steering reservoir, our beautiful power steering pressure hose. We've got our dazzling return hose, and we've got our ravishing suction hose. Now you're probably thinking, Zach, this means nothing to me. And you're probably right. And that's why I'm gonna tell you why it means something to you. So it all starts with the pump. For our imagery here, this is gonna be our pump. So this is connected to the engine and it's driven via pulley by the drive belt. Now inside the pump, there are little veins that take fluid from the low pressure hose and spin it through the veins, pressurizing the fluid and sending it through the high pressure hose. Most older cars work via a hydraulic system, similar to what our brakes use. This system is used to multiply the force that we provide via our hands on the steering wheel to the steering rack. The steering rack is what provides our wheels the ability to turn left and right. For our purposes, this is our steering rack. Our steering wheel is connected to rods that will control valves that control flow to the cylinder, aka our steering rack. The more force we apply to the steering wheel, the more fluid is allowed through the valves, therefore more power and less effort. Now to bring everything full circle, it all starts with your hand movements on the steering wheel. That puts pressure on the rack. Now that allows valves to open and allows fluid to run into the low pressure line. It runs through here into the pump. From the pump, it is pressurized and sent through our high pressure hose. Now this is sent back into the rack, and this is what is multiplying the torque that you're providing to the steering wheel. All the leftover fluid is being suctioned back into the reservoir where all your fluid is reserved in the first place. So let's go install some shiny new bits. As you can see from our giant power steering puddle, our current power steering situation is not quite over. Alright, we're officially down in the trenches. Now we're just gonna work on taking everything off and start at the front, work our way to the back. Most fun part about this install is having your hands constantly covered in power steering fluid. Just like that, we've got a whole old power steering system out. Figured out which banjo, we're gonna slide them on there beforehand. Now when you're installing banjo fittings, you want them to look like this. Banjo, crush washer, hose, crush washer. First hose on there, going from the pump to the reservoir, has been a massive test of my patience. Water dropping on my face. Chinese water pressure is what I'm going through. Got our second hose on. We just need to hook it up to the reservoir. Got it bolted to the rack. 30S straight. Have every single hose on there. Now we can go ahead and fill it up. Alright, we've got a funnel. We've got some automatic transmission fluid to fill this bad boy up. We're gonna fill up the reservoir about halfway, then we can bleed the system. For the bleeding procedure, we're gonna start the car on. We're just gonna crank the wheel back and forth from lock to lock. This will let all the air escape the system. If it goes down, you wanna fill it back up. You wanna leave the cap off for the air to escape. Already the steering feels 1,000 times better. It feels so good. Shaking the wheel back and forth, and the person driving this way was doing the same thing. Half throttle, and it was burning the fuck out of the tires.